When you look at our fathers here in Africa, when you look at our mothers here in Africa, and when you look at us youths here in Africa, we are still struggling and we are still suffering from poverty. Why? When you look at a father who is 54 years old, a father who is 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, why are they still suffering? They cannot even afford a meal, just a single meal. Why? This is the video. I'm going to address this issue, and this is the video which is going to tell you not to make the same mistake just like our fathers and mothers who are suffering. Because if you make this mistake, then you're going to suffer a lot. Your children will suffer just like us. We are suffering because of our fathers. You see? So for you to avoid this mistake, we need to do something. And what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Timothy Hara from Zambia, in the country which is located in the southern Africa, and I'm here on YouTube just to tell you what I've learned in my 10 years in this business that you are seeing behind. So in this video today, we are going to address this issue, or we are going to learn something from our forefathers and our fathers who are at the age of 54, 55, 60, 70 and 80. The intro said that why are they still suffering, or why are we still suffering? It is because of something they did not do in their early stages. Understand? It is because of something which they did not do in their early life. And I pray that we don't make the same mistakes. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when you start a business just like this business here in Zambia, they're going to tell you that you are not going to go anywhere. You cannot be successful in life. Go to school. If you are done with school, get employed in the government or start work at a certain company which is going to be paying you well. You see, it's what our fathers did. They went to school, they got educated, and then they started working in mines and in government. Right now, at the age of 54, 55, they've retired. Since the mine cannot afford to continue with them because of their age, they've been told to stop. You see, they've been told to stop. Now, they've worked for over maybe 30 years or 20 years in that government office or in that mine. But when you look at the benefit which they are getting, it is not something which is going to be reliable for them. Our fathers and mothers, they relied on the white-collar jobs, and that is what they were taught. For any person to be rich, they need to start work. They cannot open up their business. If somebody opens up their business, is being viewed or is seen that that person is uneducated. You see? But this time, as youths, we need not to follow their roads if we want to break poverty. Here in Africa, we cannot break poverty because we relied and we've been taught a myth to say that only school can make you rich, or only you working in the government, you are in the government and the government is paying you, then which means that you can make it in life. But that's not the reason why. We want to break that myth. You see? Maybe as for me, I'm not happy seeing the way I live, the way my father is living right now, since he stopped work, nobody can offer him a good job. Nobody can offer him where to work. He's educated. You see? He's educated. But the papers, they are just rotten in the house. If that time when he had power, when he was a youth, where he had that energy, he would have opened up a business, and that business would be still be here. You see? And the way he's suffering, he cannot be suffering the way he's suffering. You see? If we are going to rely on going for work and waiting for a monthly salary without opening up our own small businesses, then we are going to be stuck. There are a lot of things that happens in life. Maybe at the place of work you are fired, something happened, or then the company is no longer there. Now, how are you going to survive? How are you going to go and look for another place of work? You cannot find it. But if you have a business, you can just say, okay, since here I'm not working, I'll be at the business and I'll keep on feeding my family. You see, you can be working in the government, you can be working somewhere where you're working right now. You can also start venturing into a business. That's why I've been telling you guys, I'm so passionate about this. I've been telling you to say, guys, if you can start any business that suits you, just start. You never know tomorrow. You never know tomorrow. I'm in this business for over now 10 years. It doesn't mean that I have not been working somewhere. I have been. And where I was working, I've stopped. They stopped us for nothing. You see? Now imagine they stop you at the age of 55 years old. Where are you going to work again? That simply means that we are going to start your new life in that life. You see? So for you to avoid those mistakes that made by our fathers, let us open up our own businesses and improve those businesses while we are working somewhere. Start thinking of something that you can do. You can learn how to grow a business on YouTube. We are there, they are there. There are a lot of lessons on YouTube. You just type how to grow a business or how to start a business. There are a lot of videos you're going to learn. All I want is to see you and me to get out of that poverty mentality. If we just get out of that poverty, then we are going to be well. Even our children, they're not going to be suffering. Africans, we are suffering. We have that generational, our fathers, they were suffering, and us, we are suffering, and we want our children to be suffering. No. Let's break that. You see? Let's break that generation poverty in our lives. You start up a business, you start growing that business, and you involve your children in that business. They grow that business together. And I love the mentality of Indians and Somalians. You're going to find that their child grows in the business. If the father is doing the business, the child will grow in that business. Whenever that father doesn't have power, the child will pick up from there. That's the mentality that we should have. Not at the age of 55, 70, 80, that time you are fired, you can no longer keep yourself, and we start troubling our children to say, hey, give me food. I need money for food. I need what? Let's wake up this time. So the reason our fathers, they are suffering at the age of 50, 60, 70, it is because they did not realize this. Now we are here. Let's wake up and realize this before it is too late. You have the energy. I have the energy. We have the power. You have the power. Use what you have to do something that can make you have a side hustle and gain money, so that you cannot be stranded when you reach at that peak of life.